Welcome to Almost Believable News. I'm John, naked under the desk. Our stories today. Is Mexico going to close their border to America? Banker saves kitten. Is Mexico going to close their border to America? The Mexican government is considering closing their border to the US. The reason for this extreme move? A concern that floods of Americans will stampede across the border after Donald Trump became president. Many observers believe this is a shot across the bow, a warning shot towards America, showing them the Mexican government will not roll over. The even more shocking news, however, is that the gangs of people smugglers, best known for getting Mexicans into America, are saying they will close their tunnels and other routes to prevent Americans entering illegally. One coyote told us, "I may be a criminal, but I love my country, and I'm not ruining it by letting in a horde of Americans. People want to leave Mexico to go to America, I'll happily take their money. Getting foreigners into Mexico? No, I'm not doing that. I have a degree in economics, so I know the problems they will cause our poor nation. Mexico for Mexicans." When criminals and the government are on the same page, the situation must be serious. A spokesperson for the Mexican government had this to say. If they want to find a better life in Mexico, they can go through the proper channels. I understand they are fearful to live in their own country, but we can't just take them all in. We have limited resources and our people must come first. We asked one anonymous American why they wanted to leave for Mexico. They told us, "At least with drug cartels, you know where you stand, and their reasoning is logical. Well, more logical than Trump's. I don't want to be made homeless and forced to pay to stay in a Trump hotel. That's the best scenario I can think of." Other countries are still considering their stance on a possible mass immigration of Americans. It would not be unexpected for the richer nations to cherry-pick the best and brightest and offer them asylum. An EU spokesperson had this official statement. "While we want to help the American people, our member states cannot possibly support an influx so large. We already have to turn away peoples from war-torn countries. We are preparing to help as best we can, but urge Americans to check before trying to enter the EU." The spokesperson, thinking their mic was turned off, was heard to say, "We've got enough of our own self-entitled adult babies, we don't need any more." The spokesperson later apologised for the comment, saying it was merely a joke in bad taste. However, unofficially, many politicians have echoed the sentiment, using other terms such as special little snowflakes, millennials, participation winners, and others not fit for broadcast. Many commenters have pointed out this is all an overreaction and kind of pointless. If there is to be a World War III, there is nowhere safe to go on the planet. Nuclear bombs care little for borders, race, or colour of any kind. Certain quarters have mentioned building a lead dome over their countries, and even possibly a Euro dome. But the time and ability to do so is limited. Are you American? Are you thinking of trying to leave? Let us know so we here in Europe can feel a little bit better about our own political situations. Almost Believable News is proud to be sponsored by Richard's Potato Snacks. When was the last time you had a bag of dicks? This is a touching story of redemption. Kevin Klunk used to work at a large bank. There he looked after people's life savings, investing and growing this fund, making a large profit for the bank and a smaller one for the clients. However, over the course of a year, Kevin managed to lose nearly the entire fund of $300 million. Although a lack of oversight contributed, only Kevin was held personally responsible. After this disaster, Kevin had been in hiding for fear of his life. He told us, "I lost count of the number of death threats. It wasn't until someone took a shot at my house that I knew for sure I had to go into hiding." It was in this new suburban hideaway he managed to find a semblance of peace. "It was so nice not finding feces outside my front door every morning. I could actually leave my phone on without getting threats in the middle of the night. Let me tell you, there are lots of sexually angry people out there." Of course, no one's history remains hidden in these modern times. The curious nature of the suburbanites meant his past was soon revealed. "I just noticed one day that a few people were giving me the stink eye. Then, as the days went on, more and more people were doing it. People who used to smile back at me stopped. Used to have a little chat with this old lady. One day it was fine, the next she spat at me. I thought I'd have to move again." Luckily for Kevin, there was soon to be an event that would change his life. Again. One day, a few weeks after everyone had found out my history, I was walking down the street. I passed a little girl struggling to keep hold of a kitten. I smiled as I passed her and she stuck her tongue out and then ignored me. Being ignored can sometimes feel worse than the verbal abuse. So I was a few feet past this little girl when I heard a cry of "Fluffy Boots!" I turned to see her kitten had struggled free and ran into the middle of the road. The kitten had frozen in fear as a car was coming towards it. I could see the little girl was about to run after it. I sprinted past, pushing her back, and dashed across the road, grabbing the kitten. Since that day, the people of his new town have welcomed him again. We asked Maggie, the little girl in question, about that day. He pushed me over and I hurt my knee. I have a plaster and everything. And don't worry, viewers, we asked how Fluffy Boots is getting along. Fluffy Boots is boring now. He's always outside. He brings back dead birds. I'm not supposed to tell you that. Some are special. It wasn't just the people of his new town that heard of Kevin's heroism. Even the people whose money he lost started sending him letters. This time, however, they were not death threats. I couldn't believe it, I thought. Here we go again, I'm reading them and they're all saying the same. I thought you were evil, but after you saved that kitten, I know you're not. I forgive you. I was just amazed at how forgiving people can be. With a new lease on life, Kevin is considering a return to high finance. I made one mistake. Other than that, I was killing it. If the worst comes to the worst, I can just save a puppy next time.